Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley preview. Matchbox Collectors, the next mix. Offhand, as I'm filming this, I can't remember which mix this is. I'll probably put it in the title. But Collectors is their premium line. They're celebrating 70 years, and this is a pretty significant mix for two reasons. Two new castings. It's always interesting. But also two new wheels, and I want to focus on that as well, which is very nice to see. Two new premium wheels. Because I think we can all agree, while Matchbox pretty much kills it in the plastic wheel game, I've always loved their plastic wheels. I think they're done really well for their basic line. Their premium wheels have left a little to be desired. I mean, we can already cut ahead and say, like, this is one of their premium wheels that they've used for a while now. And while it's okay here, and we'll definitely look at this car in a little bit, I don't even know how you describe these. They've gone chrome like that on the Monte Carlo. They also will do this kind of plastic. With the tread tire. It's like there's places where they work really well, but there's other places where they really don't. And that's why we've seen sometimes some Matchbox, and there's other styles that we can look at, but that's why we see sometimes Hot Wheels Real Riders kind of bleed into the Matchbox premium lines. No complaints, because I think they look really good on a lot of these cars. But it's good to see Matchbox doing new two-piece premium wheels. And the cool thing about them, as we talk about them, is their takes on classic Matchbox plastic wheels, which, like I said, have always been done really, really well. But let's get to it. Let's talk about the two models that don't have new wheels and that aren't new castings. They're still cool. Let's get right to it. It's the 1988 Chevy Monte Carlo LS. We have seen this twice. One, it's in black. Once in kind of a, maybe this is twice. Yeah, gold, and like a kind of a gold color, and this is the next version. We'll just go ahead and open it up. By the way, I'll show you. There's that. I think these will be hitting hobby and stores very, very soon. These did come from Mattel. Here's the box. I actually like the way they do the boxes. They're kind of somewhat classic in the way they style them. Especially the collector's line. They've done kind of a nostalgic look for them for 70 years. I don't know if they'll retain that into next year, but it looks kind of cool. Get rid of that. There we go. And here is the model. Kind of a cool style on this one. Obviously, you get, the Monte Carlo has a certain kind of California vibe to it. I think that the artwork on top here definitely is an homage to kind of the lowrider culture, some of the other things. This is not a lowrider by any means, but the Monte Carlo is a car that you'll see, and I really do dig this casting. The black version with the chrome 5-spoke wheels is still my favorite. This one is very nice. Has opening doors. Not all collector's models have to have opening parts. They'll just go premium with the wheels and with other details. Obviously, this gets top, sides, front, back, everything on it. Looks really, really cool. The wheels, it has a little off-road of a vibe to it. I like the chrome on these. I think that works. And actually, you know what? It's funny because I didn't really dig it in the package, but sometimes when you take them out of the package, you start to like them a little more. That one I think is very cool. Always liked that casting since it was released a couple years ago. That is the Monte Carlo. Next one, now we'll start talking about the new wheels, and we're going to see these new wheels twice. Here on the Volkswagen T2 bus, they actually look like totally new wheels. We actually saw these on one of the Gathering exclusives. I don't have it. It was on the Chevy truck. But this wheel on the VW is very much in that style. Here's the box. Here is the model. There's the art. Let's just get this open. Put the box off to the side here. There's that. Oh, this is number 20, right? Yep. So they're putting the numbers on it. There's the bus right there. I'll put that off to the side. All right. Let's just talk about the bus for a second. I mean, this is a casting that came out, I think, in 2006, 2007. It's been a classic for a while. Really, really cool looking casting. Always been a popular one with Matchbox collectors. There's some of these releases that are very, very desirable. This one's nice. I like the little flower design on the side. Stripes are okay. They're definitely period correct, era appropriate. I like the fact that this gets the white roof is a really nice detail as well. I'm trying to think. I don't think this casting, I think it's remained pretty much the same. But let's talk about these wheels, and we'll get a better sense on the Triumph. But in fact, maybe I will kind of just do that. We'll put off to the side. When we pull out the Triumph, we'll get a real good sense of these wheels. But you can see that these are two-piece, Real Riders is really is a way to describe Hot Wheels two-piece wheels, but premium wheels. But these are the same thing. It's got a rubber tire, a rim, and they get that new chrome ring. And you'll see this. We'll talk about this as we go when we get to the Triumph. But let's put the VW off to the side. That's really nice one. I like that. Anytime these can get the detailing from the front and the side, it's really cool. All right, let's do the Camaro. They actually sent me some extras of the Camaro, the Lexus, and the Triumph, so I don't even have to open these on camera. I already did because I really wanted to look at them, and we'll talk about it in a second. Camaro, we've seen this done in a convertible for basic and then moving parts with the hood. So I've got that. Here's the box. I'll show that to you right there. There's the number 14. And I think I have, where is the box? Here it is. So you can want to see that art. There it is right there. I'll just put this one back and we'll talk about the model itself right here. It's got the old two-piece wheel on it and, a little bit of that off-road tread. That's what it looks like. Kind of the wagon wheel style, I think you'd call these. It's pretty good. Edelbrock looks really nice in that bright red. I like the detailing on it. It does have a lot of cool details on it. I'm going to see if I can, while this is on the turntable, if I can open up the hood. Sometimes these hoods, you have to kind of really, you have to almost slam it one hand against the other and it will pop that hood there. Finally worked. There is the engine. It looks like they've detailed the inside of that. Obviously the VW, I didn't mention that. The T2 bus doesn't have opening parts, but some of them do, some of them don't. Any model can make it to the premium. Does that say Camaro? Yeah, it says Camaro on the engine. It's cool they do that. I like that they detail the engine on the premium when they have the opening hood. I like this one. I actually don't mind the wheels on this one. I think it looks good. But we've got the two new models to talk about. That's more of what we're here to do. Let's move that there, move that here. All right, let's get to the Triumph. We'll do the Lexus last. Here it is. There's the artwork. Brand new casting. This is just, it makes tons of sense as a Matchbox. Hot Wheels has done a Triumph. It was more of a racing style Triumph. I think it had no windshield. But this classic Triumph, it just seems like Matchbox probably should have done this 20 years ago. But we're happy to have it here. Maybe they've done a Triumph. I don't know. 1969 Triumph TR6. There's that. I did open one, so I'll just put this one back and I'll show you the box. There it is right here. There's the art on top. This is an opening parts model. Put that here and let's talk about the model and we'll talk about the wheels. Here it is. Love it in the British Racing Green. That's what it should go in. This casting is phenomenal. The Triumph is kind of a straight line car and they've really hit that on top. And I actually really like it. The long back end, the very long front hood, two-seater. Looks awesome with the tan interior. Looks awesome in British Racing Green. Let me see if I can get this. The hood open. Gosh, it opens from the front. There's the engine. No detailing there, but you do get a metal engine. That's kind of cool. So this model, you know what? Now I have to look. Plastic base, metal engine, which seems to be its own piece to go premium. That's kind of cool. All right, I like this. I like the casting a lot. Obviously, we'll see it in moving parts as well with basic wheels on it. But let's talk about those wheels. That's a rubber tire. And you go up close, you really see those pieces of dust. That is a rubber tire. Looks like it's got like a hub-style wheel on it. They've chromed the middle of it. This is the same. I'll actually bring the VW up real close as well. Same wheel. And obviously, because you have the black tire, you can actually now put some detailing in the wheel. I actually, for a second, thought that these wheels were different, but you can tell up close that they're not, that they're the same wheel. Chrome in the middle, and then the black tire. The plastic is white for the VW, and it's obviously black for the Triumph. This is a take on the plastic hub wheel that we've seen for a while. So now I can compare those two. I just pulled out this one model that had it. Now, they've sometimes will chrome the lip as well, but in this case, they haven't. But it is essentially the same wheel, just one now has a rubber tire, and the other has a plastic wheel. But you can see now, because the entire wheel is plastic, they can chrome the middle, they can chrome the lip, but they can't do like two-tone in the wheel, but now they can because they have the black tire. I just love that. And I just like, why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do the same wheel. The plastic wheels are great. Just now make a premium version of it. I just think that is a brilliant, brilliant design. Now let's talk about the Lexus. Lots. I've shown this obviously on Instagram and on some shorts and pictures. There's been people who are super excited. I am so excited they did the Lexus LFA. It's about time. I'd love to see Hot Wheels do it too. I don't mind both companies doing it, and like Hot Wheels doing kind of a premium version as well. This is fully premium, by the way. I'll show you here in a second. There's the box. There's the art. Put that back, and I actually can pull out. I can actually show you if you want to see the box itself. 2012 Lexus LFA. So there were some mixed opinions. Some people say there's a few things are off. Like, for example, the window for the LFA goes back further into that pillar. On this one, they didn't do it. I think that's probably a hard window to do with the LFA. This is, shrinking a car like this. Like, I still remember, I've mentioned it before. Rio Sada talked about when he had to shrink the Bugatti Chiron, how difficult it is and how you have to kind of play with the proportions a little bit to make it work. You can't just shrink them in a sense. And I think the LFA, with the lines it's got, presents that same kind of problem. That being said, I was like, some people are like, seems a little off. After I've opened it, I'm kind of like, I'm into it. I'm digging it. It's got some hefty weight. That's the first thing I'll show you. This is the third new model that we've seen released this year that has a metal chassis. So that's fantastic. See, don't know if they've made a plastic chassis for like moving parts in the future, but this one has a metal chassis painted black. I think it looks phenomenal, and it just has so much weight to it. I'll put it on the turntable so you can take a look at it. The LFA, now granted, you don't see them driving down the road very often, but I've seen enough pictures. It does seem, this is nicely done. We'll talk about the wheels in a second. I understand they don't really have the profile that you would expect from the LFA, and so I could see some people saying that, the wheels don't totally fit. But when you look at the casting itself and all of the details on it, well, the window they couldn't do, maybe there was a way to do it, but they didn't. They had to keep it all metal. I can't complain too much about that, just considering what they have to work with in this, those kind of details. Maybe someone can do it. That's what these designers are for. But I actually, I'm digging it. I like the feel of this one. I like the weight of it. I understand the wheels as is, and we'll talk about the premium style. But yeah, the tire's probably a little too wide for this kind of car. But it is cool to see. Metal chassis, lots of details. I'll open up the door so you can take a look inside there. Not a ton of detail on the interior. It does have that connected steering wheel thing, which is sometimes annoying, but it's there. I have said this. I would prefer this without opening parts because, to make these opening doors, you create that kind of gap. It's still, though, not terrible. That one's not on that side. It's a little bit more of a gap. But, on this side, you can it's not bad. It's not bad, all things considered. They want to do this in moving parts. I'd prefer it without moving parts because I just think you don't have those gaps. All that said, though, I think this is really, really well done. Let's talk about the Real Rider, or the two-piece wheel. This is a take on the 5-spoke rim, as you can see. Has the rubber tire, has the 5-spoke rim. This one has the chrome lip. They can obviously go all chrome on these rims. Looks like they've added some details inside that make it look, it's not a see-through wheel, but they did add some details that kind of looks like, like brakes and brake calipers. There's the original. So in this case, the original plastic wheel, this has always been one of my favorite Matchbox wheels. It is a little bit of a lower profile, a little bit of a thinner tire, a little bit more of a racing modern style. I would have liked to have seen this tire maybe a little bit thinner on that, but it still works. Maybe they'll do a different wheel that will have like kind of a thinner profile. But that's I don't want to say a complaint, but that's my one observation here. And that's what makes this Lexus maybe look a little off because the tire's a little too thick. If you would have taken now, we might see this Lexus with these wheels on it and moving parts in the future, and that will work really well. In fact, I would just put the 10-spoke on it. Anyway, I like the wheel. I think it's cool. I understand with the Lexus, it's maybe not the most perfect wheel, but the wheel they should put on it. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. 10-spoke. Maybe they'll do a Real Rider version of that 10-spoke wheel And they don't even have to make it as concave. If they make it straight, it would look really cool on Lexus. Speaking of, did bring out some Lexuses if you want to see them. That's still my favorite Lexus casting. Now happy to have the LFA. The GS430 looks good. I really want to see that one come back. And then, of course, in the last, we had this Lexus released. It's an okay casting. I like the LFA better. Of the LS400. Got to remember all these specific names. And then just hitting right now is the Lexus LX in moving parts. And we're going to see this one go premium next year in kind of a gold color. There you go. That is the new Matchbox. You guys tell me what you think. I'm into the LFA. I'm into the Triumph. I think those two new castings are fantastic. I like the wheels. I'm really glad they're just go off of the standard wheels that have always worked for them. I think that makes a ton of sense. You guys tell me what you think. Thank you, everybody. Bye.